all day.
Merry Christmas and happy holidays, everybody. Here's a look back at all the reselling tips I gave on TikTok in 2019. Hope you enjoy. My inbox is flooded with your flipping questions. I'm a 9-platform seller doing it full time, so I'm going to try to answer them for you. What stores should I look in? There's no go-to store. It really just depends on what products you like to sell and what you want to be involved with. Any store out there is going to have the opportunity for arbitrage in the clearance area and flipping opportunities. I noticed you only profited like $12 on that one pair of shoes. Is that really worth the time? Well, if you're a part-time seller, probably not. $12 isn't a huge margin, but if you're pulling 10 to 20 items out of one individual store that all profit between $20 and $100 each, then you'd be stupid to leave that $12 item behind. Doesn't the sales tax you pay at the register hurt your profit? No, I use a PA Rev 1220 form at every purchase, which exempts me from all sales tax. What shoes should I buy or look for? There's really no list or catalog. You just have to get out there and scan, put the work in, and figure out what works for you. After a while, you'll just know which products to refill. For more tips, head to ShipFlip YouTube. Alright, so which platform should you sell on, and how do you look up prices of items? Well, it depends what you want to sell or what you're good at. Books, Amazon. Clothing, Poshmark. Shoes, Goat and StockX. Random junk, eBay. Unique homemade stuff or super vintage, Etsy. Sporting goods, Sideline Swap. Oversized stuff that's too big to ship, Facebook Marketplace or OfferUp. Or if you're good at all of them, just sell on all of them. But target your market. The work is done for you. Poshmark, for instance, has captivated an audience of clothing buyers. Once you've decided what you want to sell and where you want to sell it, look up sold prices to assess the market and figure out what your item is worth. Most of the apps have barcode scanners too. And the Amazon app is so magical you can just wave it in front of a product and it'll probably tell you what it is. You should download it now and try it. I promise, it's magic. A few more flipping tips for you. Tip number 1, don't pay for boxes and shipping supplies early on. You can get them free from department stores, trash bins, neighbors, family, wherever. Tip number 2, be very patient. You're going to have selling limits, restrictions, and all kinds of things that stop you from making $1 million right off the bat. So just be patient. Like $10 your first week is great. Tip number 3, if you get returns early on, don't sweat it. You're going to have a lot of people that see your account as new and they try to scam you. They're going to want partial refunds, all that. Be familiar with the policies and punch them in the face with it. Tip number 4, when you're on TikTok watching flip content or get-rich-quick schemes and all of that, make sure the person's showing you actual sales that they've completed, not this is what you could make, this is what you should make. If they're not actually doing it themselves, then why are they telling you? Tip number 5, prioritize listing over sourcing. Sourcing is spending, listing is income. So what should you sell and where do you find products to sell? The first place you should start is your own closet, garage, or basement. So go find 5 or 10 items there and look them up and find the sold prices on them. If the sold price is worth your time, go ahead and list them and sell those 5 or 10 items first. This will give you free experience with shipping, boxing things up, all the different platforms, buying and selling, etc., negotiating as well, without ever spending any money on inventory. So get your feet wet first without spending any money by selling 5 or 10 things out of your closet, garage, or basement. Now you've got a little bit of cash to work with, and I know you've seen people flipping out of garage sales, but I want to give you a few more ideas. Ask friends, family, and neighbors if you can buy the junk they have at a price per pound rate. Look for estate sales and moving sales on Craigslist. You can get free and cheap books at library book sales. Drive by yard sales on Sunday and look for free stuff at the curb. Get started and let the work teach you. Guys, I wanted to tell you this inventory purchasing hack for retail arbitrage at places like TJ Maxx. If you open up the TJX Rewards credit card, you get 10% off your entire purchase. So the best thing you can do is make one giant purchase, let's say $1,000 worth of inventory at that stop. You're going to get 10% off of it, or $100. So you're going to get $1,000 worth of stuff for $900. If you've set up your sales tax account, you're also not going to pay the 6% sales tax. So that's another 6% on top of the 10% you save for opening the card. You're now at 16%. You're also going to get 5% cash back rewards on top of that. So another $50 on that $1,000 in rewards that you'll be able to spend in the TJ Maxx. So you've now bought $1,000 worth of inventory for $850. You have 30 days to sell the inventory on 0% interest or return it. Hope you enjoyed this tip. For more, go to my YouTube, ShipFlip. So if you want to get into flipping or really any type of business, I'm going to tell you why being broke right now is actually your biggest blessing. Before I get started, some people never learn from mistakes and they always make habitually bad decisions, so this isn't going to apply to them. But if you live your life like a video game and learn from the mistakes that got you killed so that you can beat that level the next time you get back to that spot, you'll be just fine. Number 1, it builds discipline for you so that you prioritize things and you know what to buy first. Number 2 is budgeting. Once you have priorities, you're able to budget your money and attack what's good and ignore what's bad. Number 3, you develop an eye for what's good because you start to realize what other people have and what you don't, and you're very aware of the discrepancies. Number 4, you become frugal because you can't just splurge your money because you have to make it last. This carries over to when you actually do have money. Number 5, and this is the best one, it creates hunger. There's a reason the heavyweight champion almost always comes from the hood. But most importantly, always focus on the positives of your situation and why they give you things that other people don't have.